Welcome back to talkSPORT. Josh Taylor. How are you, sir? Are you well?
Yeah, good, thanks, actually. I'm just back from the gym, not long finished sparring and stuff. So, yeah, feeling good. Just about to get my lunch and refuel for the next session later. So, yeah, feeling good, mate. Feeling good.
Good. Not too far off now from May 25th. Obviously, we'll get stuck into that, previewing it. We'll talk about time in the Rotunda with the boys there and the new training regime. I just want to quickly have a look back at injuries, my man.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I don't think we've had a full chat about how bad that foot injury was in the build-up
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
fighting Teofimo ages ago. Just talk me through it, because from speaking to the lads in and around you, it was a career threatener. It was a proper
yeah, yeah.
badass injury that could have really derailed the career.
Yeah, it was a bad one, to be fair. We were just about to announce the rematch with Jack straight away, because that was the fight we were going to do next straight away. We were literally days from announcing it. We were going to announce it on the Eubank Liam Smith first fight, and I think it was maybe the Tuesday or Wednesday of that week. I done the injury, which was a complete full thickness tear of the plantar fascia tendon, which is right at the bottom of your heel, and that connects like your toes and the movement of your toes and things like that. So, I couldn't really walk on it at all, So it was like, fuck, I think this could be quite career damaging if I don't get it sorted. So yeah, it was quite a bad one. Once I found out, I actually done it in sparring through hindsight. It was kind of over the period of a week. It was kind of like just like a dull pain over in my heel. I thought, oh, that's just a little bit sore. When I was running and stuff, and then when I was doing like my plyometric training and my jumping and that, it started getting really sore. And I thought, oh, I can't do that anymore. I can't jump. It's too painful. And then, so I never ran the rest of the week, took the weekend off. And then it happened in sparring on the Monday. I went to step back and throw a left hand, and I just felt like a rip and a tear, and then my foot just felt like it was on fire. I just knew that I had done something. I didn't know what, but I knew I'd done something. I jumped out the ring. Also took my foot off, my boot off, and my foot was all swollen red, and the heel was like red, really red and swollen. I thought, oh no, I've done something here. And obviously I went to the hospital, went to the specialists, and got the scans and all that done straight away. And it came back on like the Tuesday or the Wednesday that I'd had a full thickness tear of the plantar fascial tendon on the bottom of my heel. So I was like, oh no, I was like, they were like, so obviously the fight was off. I told Ben Shalom, I'm injured, fight's off, I'm not going to be able to fight. And we got all the reports and that done, and yeah, it was a bad one, mate. It was a real bad one, and then the fight fell away from then on. I think Ben Shalom and Jack had then been matched or went to go and take another fight in, I believe, the March or April time, which fell through. Instead of just Ben Shalom focusing on letting me get better, letting me get my recovery done, let me get my rehab done and all that, and get a date done and dialed in for like say June or July, he went and done another fight for Jack, and fell through. And then by that point, my mandatory in the WBO came and says, look, we're mandating you to fight Teofimo. So it's either that or lose your belt. And, it was an opportunity to fight in Madison Square Garden as well. So I was going to take it, and I wasn't giving up my last belt without a fight. I'd already given up 3 of them. So in hindsight, I probably should have put that fight back as well, because I still wasn't 100% going into the ring. But been there, done it. It happened. Lost the fight. The plan was to go in, beat Teofimo, and then fight Jack again with the belt, with the title on the line. But obviously, the plans went up in the air with the result.
And on top of that, I know that you had a slight procedure with your eye. What's the latest with that? Everything's sound. I'm told great, now, but what was it?
It was just a little slight procedure on my eyes, a little squint procedure. So when I was looking down, I was getting a little bit of double vision and stuff. So that wasn't good for obviously boxing. So I need my vision. So I went and just got a little slight operation done on my eyes, and it's fixed. So yeah, it's great. Everything's good.
Mate, talk to me about the mental stresses of this game, because you can get in as peak physical condition, and obviously you've had a wonderful, up to this point, it's Hall of Fame worthy career. But then these crazy things come along where you bust your foot, you've got this thing with your eye. That must take its toll on you mentally.
No, it's just one of these things, you know. It's wear and tear. You know, you're an elite athlete, and people get injuries, and people you do a bit of wear and tear. You know, people, it happens to people, can happen to anyone. You know, so it's just one of them things where I've had a couple of bit of unlucky injuries the last couple of years. That's all. That's all it is. You know, so that's all behind me now. So yeah, it's good looking forward. This is great.
And of course, May 25th is when the rematch is on. Was there any frustrations in the conversations about getting this fight on? Because again, speaking to people, you were in ready for it. Speaking to Jack's team as well, he was in. But I kind of got the noise that there were maybe frustrations from maybe promotion, from a promotional point of view, or maybe a broadcast point of view, that this was, you know, taking a little bit longer than it needed to take.
Yeah, well, it did take a little bit longer to take, because when I got the injury, instead of Ben Shalom going ahead and getting scheduled in and getting the fight rescheduled and a second date dialed in and locked in, they went and took Jack to a different fight, which then fell through. Then Jack left Boxer, then went to the Zone, and then you're at starting points again with negotiations and how much you're going to get paid and where about the fight's going to be, and you know, so that doesn't help either. You know, Jack moving, he's had 3 promoters in 2 years or whatever, how long time it's been. That doesn't help either, because you're at a different point and starting point in negotiations every time. So it's like, it's not all been my fault due to the injury. You know, it's a lot of it's been taken out of my hands. So it's just it is what it is. But we're here now. It's better late than never. You know, it's not as if we're waiting on a Can Brook kind of situation. We're waiting 5 years, 6 years. It's only been put back another 4 weeks.
How do you feel about
it? It was on the advice of the medical professionals.
Yeah.
You know, so and when it comes to something as precious as your eyesight,
of course,
I don't care what anybody says. My health's more important, especially my eyesight.
Of course it is, and I think every single fight fan wants both fights to be 100% going into the fight. They don't want you taking risks with certain things. How do you feel about Leeds?
I don't really care, you know. I don't care where it is, you know. Jack was obviously wanting it in Manchester.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, for one, let's be honest, I'm the A side. You know, it's like he's not really got much of a fan base. I saw his last fight at Liverpool. There was about 100 people in maximum by the time he came on. You know, there was no one in. Couldn't sell a ticket. Every one of his other fights he's not sold anything out. The only time he's really boxed and sold tickets and been a main attraction is when he's fought me. You know, so that's my opinion on it. You know, so we were saying Glasgow. They went, no, obviously they don't want to come back up to Glasgow. We're right, okay then, we'll come down to, if you're not coming to Glasgow, I'm not coming to Manchester. We'll meet somewhere in the middle. So that's what we've done, and that's where we are.
Listen, Leeds Fights fans will be bang up for it, man. They always bring an atmosphere, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of your lot that travel too. And just on what you said there, I think I want to kind of just carry on what you've just said there about when fighters talk about A side, B side. I think most people will conclude that you're, out of the two fighters, have absolutely achieved the most in this particular division, and therefore can call the shots with this fight. From my own personal point of view, I'm impressed with it, but I want to get your thought process on it. Why 140? Because you could have called this wherever. You could have put this in whatever division and it would have probably got made. Why 140 for you?
Because I know I can make the weight comfortably when I do it properly. You know, when I do the weight properly and I'm disciplined, I can do it comfortable. You know, the easiest time I ever made the weight was my last one against Teofimo. You know, obviously after 4 or 5 rounds, my legs went, but that was due to other circumstances with not being able to prepare properly in terms of getting the conditioning in the legs because of the injury. That I was limited to what I was able to do. I wasn't able to run. I wasn't able to do plyometric work. I wasn't able to do any real leg conditioning on the lead up to that fight. Although I felt great going into the fight. I felt that I was in great shape. I was in great condition. but you've got to be able to do the legwork. And I was just obviously it never happened. And on the night, and it's just on the night he was better than me, and I wasn't there on the night. So on the night he was better than me, and he won the fight, and that is what it is. So yeah, unfortunately, took my first L.
Is there also a case with this fight, because of what happened in the first one, is there also a case from your point of view? I don't want anybody to have any excuses here. When I go in there and win 140, that's where the first one took place. 140 is where the second one's taking place. If we do it at 142, if we want to do it at 145 and you win and fight, fans are going to go, because he made him come up. Is there a case of that as well?
I can't please everybody. It doesn't matter what I do, Adam, if I say, right, we're going to do it at a catchweight, I should be at the weight where the belts and all that and everything. And then I'm going, right, okay, I'll do it at 140. Oh, why is he doing it at 140? He's going to drain himself and this and that. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, it's like, what can I do? What more can I please? Like, so you can't please everyone, is what I say, but I've got a great team around me, people. I've had all my tests done. I've done all my bone density, my water, my hydration tests, everything, and I know I can make 140. So that's the reason why I've done it.
Talk to me about this team, mate, because when we first started talking, obviously you was Shane, and then you moved on with Ben, and every single time somebody's added a little bit of something and you've developed and got better and bigger and better. What's Joe and the guys at the Rotunda added to your game?
Yeah, a lot of my mental side's been worked on a great, and obviously the last couple of years, it's been no secret that I've taken a few pelters online, no matter what I say or what I do, so I'm a bit of the villain, just now. I'm the bad guy just now. So just like when you're saying all constant comments that you're shit, you're finished, you're this, you're that, you're past the hill, it's just they've made me start believing myself again, so. And also they're very good boxing people. They're very, very good boxing people, knowledgeable people. I'm learning little intricate sides of the game and moving, like my head movement, my feet work, positioning, and the timing and stuff. So yeah, they're really adding to my game as well. So yeah, just on top of that as well, outside the ring and outside the gym, we're all really close. We keep in touch with each other. We're more like friends than we're trainer than coach. But when we go into that gym, he's the boss. He's a captain. And what he says goes, and that's where the respect is. The respect and the authority has got there as well. So yeah, it's great.
Softly spoken guy is Joe McNally, and when he speaks, I think the majority of people listen. There's a right bunch of characters in there at the moment as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
like Dennis is up. Dennis is up there now, working up there. Obviously, I know that Till's been doing a bit and what have you. I mean, I bet there's some banter that's flying around that gym on a day-to-day basis.
Oh, every day you've got to test your wit. That's for sure. You're always slagging each other left, right, and centre, and you're taking.
Well, Scousers and Scots kind of have that same crack, really, don't they?
Yeah, but that's another one of the reasons as well. I feel so comfortable here as well. Like the way the Liverpool people and the way they act, the way they have their outlook on life, the way their attitude, the friendly banter, the way we speak, the way we interact, the way we have the banter, it's all very, very similar to being back in Scotland, and I just love it. I think Liverpool's the greatest city in England. It's great. I feel I fit right in with everyone around here, and it's just great. They're so welcoming and open and friendly. But what I like about it at the same time, not to mess around too much. So yeah, they're rough, they're ready, but they're friendly. And it's great. It's just like how I am back home with the people that I'm surrounded with back home. So yeah, it's great. I love it. And the characters in there, we get a great laugh. No one takes themselves too seriously. It's just great crack all around. It's brilliant.
No, I can feel that energy coming off you, that you're having a good time in there and you're obviously getting some good work in. What did you make of the media tour? Obviously before the rescheduling of the fight to May 25th, what did you make of going on a little bit of a tour with Jack and having the back and forths?
It was all good. I just had a little bit of fun with it. Jack's a bit like getting blood out of a stone. He wouldn't say booty or ghost. He's not really got the wit or the mental capacity to have a good back and forth banter with. That's why Sam Jones is there and done a good job. Sam Jones sold the fight, and Sam Jones spoke really for Jack. Kind of at bits. So yeah, Sam, hats off to Sam. You know, obviously we're enemies right now, but you know, sort of hats off to Sam. He done a good job to promote the fight and that as well. You know, because if it was up to Jack, you wouldn't get 2 words out of him, and it would just be it's just boring. You know, the guy's a bit of a plank. You know, so it's like it doesn't say 2 words. You know, so it wouldn't be a very exciting build up to the fight.
You seem to enjoy it, and one thing that I took away from it is obviously when the fans came out for you guys up in Scotland, and then when we came back down to the UK and we saw the response from fans coming out, and obviously the response from obviously various backs and forths that you did in various media interviews. British boxing needs this. It needs this fight, and it needs this fight especially to be happening on British soil. Because everything that's going on right now, we're all excited. Don't get me wrong, we're getting great fights out in Saudi Arabia, and brilliant. Long may it continue. But we need them on British soil. And a grudge match like this, two top lads having a little bit, that are definitely going to bring a brilliant fight for us on May 25th, is absolutely needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually got asked about this. I'm pretty sure it was you. The last time as well we spoke was, oh, have you been offered to go out in Saudi and stuff? I says, well, actually, there has been talk of it, but I shut it down straight away. You know, like, why would the biggest fight, in my opinion, in the UK, in terms of obviously the last fight and then the hype up to this one and the interest in it, it's like, why would you take it all away from the UK fans who are diehard fans? You know, the best fans in boxing is the people in the UK. You know, because they're so passionate and they're so up for it and picking sides and here and there, and they'll travel all around the country to go to all these shows. So why take one of the biggest fights that's happening in the UK and take it over to the Middle East, just to potentially get a little bit more money? No, it's a UK fight. For me, I think it's a UK fight for the UK fans, and at a time, you know, when people are struggling and stuff like that now as well, people need to have something to look forward to, and it needs to be in the UK.
No, there's a lot of people talking about it, mate, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely noisy on May 25th. Just to finish, I know that you've solely focused on Jack and solely focused on this fight. What are your ambitions now? Because you've done it. You've done everything.
Yeah, I've done it. I just want to be involved in big fights, you know, and I made this mistake the last time, you know, like the media, you guys, yourself, and that, like, after this fight, you know, were you going to move up to welter and get a fight at welter and hopefully get a challenge for Terence Crawford to become a two-weight world champion? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, instead they not focusing on what was on right in front of me, you know, and that's the mistake that I made, and I'll not be doing that again. So I'm just focusing on May 25th, you know, and obviously plan on doing an absolute number on Jack. You know, I hope we get a good referee that allows the fight to flow and doesn't allow the constant holding and spoiling, which makes for crap viewing and stuff. I hope the referee is brave enough to let us fight and pull someone up when someone's holding and stuff like that. So I just hope the fight's free flowing and we get a good fight this time, you know. And once I demolish Jack Catterall, you know, there's big fights out there. There's big fights out there in 140 division. There's heating back up. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not making that mistake again. We'll see what happens on May 25th, and then we'll talk about it then.
Well, you've cleaned it out once, and now there's some new fresh names there at 140, isn't there, that I'm sure excite you. But like you say, May 25th, May 25th is the focus. And
you've got your Ryan Garcia's there, who just put in a great performance.
Yeah,
you know, obviously Teofimo Lopez one there I would like to try and revisit as well, and get one back on him. You know, so yeah, get my title back. You know, and then get my titles back. Why not? You know. So the options are great after this fight for the winner, you know. And even, you know, if this is a great fight as well, if this is an entertaining fight and it goes all the way and it's back and forth, there'll be even an appetite for a trilogy, you know. So it's a big fight, but right now I'm just focusing on May 25th and doing an absolute number on Jack Catterall.
Top man. Listen, it's great to hear you speaking with this energy that you're giving off. It's just lending even more to the excitement of the fight. So, Josh, thank you very much for your time, my man. Good luck. We can have a safe rest of trip up to May 25th, and we'll look forward to see you do your thing come fight night.
Nice one, Adam. Thanks for having me. Cheers, mate.